Hey, what's up everybody? Got something really cool to show you guys, and I'm calling this a freaking mega score because I definitely took a gamble on it. And this is because the guy obviously reuses his old pictures, as he must have had one of these for sale before and just kept that picture for his stock picture to show what it is. Because it was making me hesitant on paying the price he wanted, which was $39.95 or something. Yeah, $39.95, and with tax and shipping it came to $51.62 for me. Which, the way it looked, I would have dealt with it. I was cool with that, but man, now I feel like I got an awesome deal. So one that he was showing in the pic was not in that great shape. It wasn't beat up or anything, but obviously it had been gone over and cleaned up. It had some marks just above the cartridge slot, like maybe permanent ink pen or something, which magic eraser, take it right off. And then between the controller ports on that red band, it was like peeling off or something, man. It just didn't look right. But once again, I was cool with that. Now I'm really cool with that, because the one he sent me, mint condition as far as I'm concerned. I don't think this puppy ever got played, man. Just like that Commodore 64 that I got in the messed up looking box. And I'm thinking it could have been that kind of situation to where the box was so beat up. He felt, and I agree with this, felt it'd be better to sell it separate so you're looking right at it instead of sell it in a box that's beat to shit. Because if the box looks like shit, how does it look on the inside? Which, like my Commodore, man, must have kept this puppy nice. And I'm just guessing on that, man. I'm not saying that he probably did have the box. I'm just guessing, because I can't see this just sitting on a shelf or whatever staying in this good a shape. There is not a scratch on it, and it works as good as it looks. And the inside's clean as I opened it up. So anyways, on some info on it, on what I found so far just from watching YouTuber videos, because thanks to you guys, man, I know about this. I had no clue, like a lot of people that had Intellivision, that this ever came out, man. They must have had very limited showings of that commercial or something. I don't remember the commercial at all. And definitely don't remember seeing this in the stores. I grew up in Auburn, California, and if I was going to get video game stuff, go to Sacramento to Toys R Us, man. That was the place to go. And all I remember seeing there on add-ons was the computer for a very short amount of time and that keyboard synthesizer, which same thing, very short period of time. So don't know how rare it is, scarce or whatever, don't care. I got it, so cool. My collection is getting a little bit more complete on Intellivision stuff, as that's the one system I'd like to just get the different variations and any add-ons I can get, because that's what I grew up with. But anyways, on other Intellivision systems, it's made for the Model 2. The Model 2's already been modified to make this work. And speaking of the color, as in chalk white and that red stripe, so I remember my Model 2 when I was a kid having that red stripe, so I had to have had the one that this was made at the same time or whatever. As this is dated 83, the Intellivision that I have here is dated 82. And I'm thinking this is one of the first Intellivision 2 systems. As the plastic they used, very similar to the Super Nintendo on what it's doing here and on the color. Instead of that bone white, it's kind of a really light gray. And as you can see there on the front and on the side, a little bit on top, it's starting to discolor. So I'm thinking it's got that same fire retardant stuff mixed into the plastic that's doing the UV thing. But not bad. It still looks good, it's just a little discolored here and there. But it's almost getting to where it's all blended in. And then no red stripe. So anyways, plug it in like this. And it's just basically Atari in a little box. As in, everything for the Atari is all in here. The only thing it's using Intellivision 2 for is the power supply and the RF out. And they do have it to where, I don't know what they did on the pins, because these, you can't just take these out and plug them into an Atari 2600 and have them work right. Or a ColecoVision, hence the ColecoVision also has a keypad, it won't work. But they must have done something to this to make it to where you can use these and keep them plugged into the system, which is cool, man. That would have been cool back in the day if you don't have an Atari and don't have extra joysticks to be able to use these to play your Atari games. Then on the controls here, your game reset there, then game select, 3 switches in the middle one being color, black and white, and then the other 2 being A and B difficulty for your controllers. And something I've noticed on this is I haven't tried too many cartridges, but I was trying different brands, just some of my oddball ones that are just shaped different. So far they all fit really good. Like they might have given this a little bit more space. Especially on the 6 switchers. So I don't have the heavy 6er, I got the light 6er, but mainly games like ones by Magic towards that really oddly shaped cart, they fit pretty friggin' tight. And some of the ones that were the last made when they had the 2600 Junior fit pretty damn tight. All fit good in this. So, really cool, man. You don't have to fight to pull out the dang cartridge and accidentally break it. Everything seems nice and rugged. Now, being that I own a ColecoVision and have the Atari Expansion Module 1 add-on for it, that one, I know the story, man. Atari sued the shit out of them because they did that. It's basically an FU to Atari. And then Atari sued them, and then I'm pretty sure this was another revenge tactic on Coleco's point. Not only going to kick him in the nuts, going to jump up and down on him and squash him flat. They made the Gemini, which is basically a self-proclaimed Atari clone. So not only did they do the attachment to where, okay, you guys are going to sit there and try and make your system look better, we'll take that away and make it so we can play your games on our system that's already better, as ColecoVision blows away the 2600. And then they came up with the Gemini to where that's their version of a 2600, and got one somewhere. Otherwise I'd show it again. But nice little system. Now, I haven't done too much research on lawsuit type stuff because I was wondering if the same thing happened, because again, this came out in '83. I think the add-on, let me see my box here. Might as well make this a long vid. See if I can find the damn date. This came out in '82. Same time as the Model 2 Intellivision. So they did do that later on, after the lawsuit crap, which is pretty brave of Mattel to do this, but I guess Atari tried to also sue Mattel, and whatever lawyers they had made it to where, well, they're not using actual Atari OEM parts or whatever right off the shelf, as in taking an Atari and just putting it in a different shell. This thing looks way different than a 2600 taken apart, man. It's all, everything's shrunk down. So they did their own thing, but it still plays Atari games, so they were able to get away with it. It was only later, as in the computer add-on for this, which I never knew about that lawsuit or whatever the hell happened. Something to where they were having to pay out like $10,000 a month until they got it finished for the computer add-on for this or something. Mainly because they were showing it in their commercials and then decided to scrap the idea, but they were still showing it in their goddamn commercials, making it look like you could go out and buy the thing that didn't exist. And for anybody that's got the computer for this, man, I don't know if I saved it in the favorites or not, but there's a video here, maybe a couple copies of it on YouTube, showing the original idea for the computer, and it's like, damn. I think the 5200's a monolith, man. You should see the original computer idea. It's like a key. It looks like they took like a Commodore 128, extended the back of it a bit where the vents are, hollowed that out like a tray, as in it's a keyboard, a tray. You set the Intellivision Model 1 in the tray, and I guess the keyboard plugs into, I don't know what, man. I don't know. Maybe the cartridge slot or something. I don't know. Maybe it hooks up like a Sega CD where it's off to the side and you just plug in the Intellivision and does it all through it. Don't know, but man, huge. Huge. When you think of the size of a standard keyboard back in the day, and then the size of the Intellivision front to back, man, that's big. So at least this thing, they did it in separate pieces. So that's it for this vid. If you want to see something truly freaking astonishingly crazy, as in I find an idiot on eBay every time I get on, speaking of this little booger, for finding one mint with the box and instructions, take a guess at the price here. $375 more or less by a few dollars that this guy wants for one with the box, and that's as a buy now. And then he's got the balls to say like $53 or whatever if you want to add insurance to it. Like he's gonna just magically replace it for you for this $53 insurance if it breaks at that price. And then he's got it to where make an offer, which somebody's made 5 offers, all of them declined. So guys taking advantage of people that are just getting into gaming. Which if you see stuff like this, man, don't just pick the first one you see. Hunt around. I know I could have found one of these cheaper on eBay. It's just I don't trust eBay anymore. It's like, yeah, I could have gotten it cheaper, but how do you know if it's going to work? At least this guy at Atari2600.com, that's his store. That's where he's making a living. It's his life. He's going to have this working before he sells it because he doesn't want to piss off customers and lose his business. These ones on eBay, if it's just a single person selling some oddball thing, they don't have nothing to lose other than to gain your money. So, catch y'all later.